Yeehaw. Hey partners, plastics and horses, and welcome to The Struggle. So you may or may not have heard that a referendum is happening on October 14. It's kind of underground news, so we don't blame you. But let me catch you up to speed. So there are two sides to a campaign. Groundbreaking, I know. There's the yes camp and the no camp, and the no campaigners are rallying to keep people out of the no. Their slogan, if you don't know, vote no. And honestly, I'm all for doing no research into things I don't already know, especially when it's really important. I don't know how to cook, so I just eat raw chicken and hope for the best. I don't know how QR code menus work, so I just haven't eaten out in 3 years. And I don't know how to dress myself, so I just sleep in this blazer. And honestly, this has never not worked for me, except for when I get someone Ella, can't go on dates and just simply stink all the time. So yeah, it's worked out great for me so far. If you don't know, vote no. Who cares about finding literally anything out? Anyway, if you weren't born able to read and write and never put in the effort to find out how you might struggle to vote in this referendum, those who were asked to stay home during that plan, we're talking to you. To help guide you through the process, we cross live now to our vote counters.
What do you think this means? Yes!
I don't know, seriously. What does nay mean?
Not too sure.
That's good.
What about this? Yeah, nah.
Should I read nope?
Thanks for helping out the people with worms for brains. Speaking of, Samara, our ASMR correspondent, has a lot to say on the subject.
Oh, hi guys, it's Samara ASMR here with your weekly dose of non-noisy news, non-noisy news, non-noisy news, non-noisy news. This week, Australian doctors found a live worm wriggling inside the brain of a New South Wales woman. Scientists say the worm was 8 centimetres in length. 8 centimetres, 8 centimetres, 8 centimetres, 8 centimetres. The worm in question was a parasitic worm, usually found in snakes. I have the woman's real MRI here. You can see the worm right here, right here, right here. Canberra hospital doctors suspect the woman contracted the worm by collecting and eating a native grass where a carpet python had laid its parasitic eggs. Doctors also assume the woman had larvae and juvenile wormies in her other organs, like her lungs and liver. The woman complained of anxiety, abdominal pain, depression, and diarrhea before the wormy was finally found. What's that? You also have these symptoms? Oh no, you might have a worm in your brain, but never fear, Dr. Samara's here. Stay still. Stay still. Got it. Yummy. Samara ASMR over and out.
Thank you. I wonder whether her boss believed her when she said she had to take time off for brainworms. I'm sure people have made more outrageous claims to get out of work. Let's head over to Rav, who's undertaking this research for us.
Casual workers in Victoria are going to have more access to sick pay. We're here today to ask people how they've called in sick to work.
What excuses have you given to get out of going to work? Food poisoning. Not very creative.
Sore throats and coughs, I guess.
The flu.
Yeah. Always go with the flu.
Yeah?
I've had to take my car to get a service.
I work in hospital-based work, so if I've had a trickle, I'm like, oh look, I'm really sick. So you guilt trip them.
I had a Kmart shift after work and I was like, yeah, I'm at home vomiting, and then the school bell rang.
My brother's in hospital, lol.
Was he actually in? Oh, I love the lol. You don't have any? Oh, must be nice to love your job.
It's my girlfriend's birthday.
Oh, that's a good one. And you can use it annually.
My brother broke his toe. And then
Oh, why does that mean you can't go to work?
My dog died.
Flu.
Stomach ache? Yeah?
Yeah, like sick as well.
God, I really hope these people's employers aren't watching. What excuses have you given to getting out of going to work? Is he your manager?
Yeah. I don't think I have, I think.
Goody two shoes. How about you?
I haven't had a job.
My grandma died. Yeah. Every workplace I got 4 new grandparents.
I love work. I always come to work.
No, well that's boring.
I've got kids at home, so you always want to come to work.
Sorry, yeah.
Noted. Switching things up now, and the Albanese government has named defence giant Lockheed Martin its strategic partner for Air 6500. The multi-billion-dollar vision to revolutionise Australia's security will ensure protection against missile attacks. And our team at The Struggle just so happened to gain exclusive footage of the advertisement Lockheed Martin used to convince the Albanese government to sign the deal.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go for a ride?
Sure, Ken.
Jump in. Teamwork makes the dream work. Military chic.
Oh, I'm having so much fun.
Well, Barbie, we're just getting started.
Oh, I love you, Albanese government.
They're really trying to appeal to the youth. And by the youth, we mean Anthony Albanese. Anyway, we're off to a quick break. Well, howdy partners. Now, down under, we love a good festival. Whether it's bangers like BTV or high-key disasters like 2022 Splendour in the Mud, Australians just love gathering around, getting smashed off their chops and sleeping face down in the dirt. But if that isn't enough permanent hearing loss for you, unmitigated disaster, Fyre Festival is coming back for round 2. And despite there being absolutely no lineup announced, like last time, no venue announced, like last time, and no accommodation being provided, like last time, tickets have already sold out. But fortunately, organiser Billy McFarland has been set free from federal prison just in time to organise Disaster 2.0. He still owes creditors $26 million, but whatevs. We know 2 people who are hustling to get tickets for this event that definitely isn't a scam.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Dude, have you seen that Fyre Festival 2 is coming? Bro, I know. Have you seen the doco about the first one? That shit is messed up. I know. That thing was a massive failure. And to think we wanted to go. Dude, I know. Look. But like in saying that, you do got to give credit where credit's due. And Billy McFarland, right, he's just been released from prison and he's giving it another crack straight away. Oh, respect it. Everyone deserves a second chance, bro. I believe that. Yeah. And like, if we really look at it, like, what's he actually done here? Yeah. She's like a little bit of fraud. Literally everyone does that on Tinder. Like, it's the same thing. Yeah, I guess. And like what's a bit of false advertising, really? Dude, if we had a festival, there'd be so much false advertising. Well, at the end of the day, you do have to sell the fantasy. I reckon us, right? We just get, like, all the hottest singers. All girls. Oh, they don't even have to be good singers, just girls. Yeah, you know what, true, actually. And, like, they're the face of it, right? Like, this is how we market the whole thing. We just promise people that they're going to get their tits out. Dude, I reckon we get some hate for that. But, like, tits in the Bahamas, like, that shit sells. Exactly. Look, don't worry, they don't actually have to. No, like, that'd be pretty Oh, that'd be a mess. But, like, if they want to, they can, yeah. Well, yeah. But, like, we don't force them. Oh, no, we wouldn't force them, yeah. But anyway, that came for Fyre Fest 2, bro. You got the tickets, right? How much do I owe you? Oh, bro, same. Just like 15 grand. Yeah, sweet. I'll transfer you. Yeah, bro, yeah.
We don't have the budget to rescue them from the Bahamas if things go south. So, yeah, best of luck with that one, boys. Speaking of men we can't rescue, it seems like our political punching bag has gotten himself wrapped up in another mess while raking over the coals of the Warrandyte by-election. Let's cross now to Lance Freeman.
Let me start by saying, what a victory in Warrandyte for the Victorian Liberal Party. This sends a strong message to Dan Andrews that people have had enough. We achieved a landslide victory with an unprecedented swing of 45.7% against Labor.
Wasn't that a swing?
The point is, this is a resounding victory for the Libs. A turning tide against Labor, if you will.
Labour didn't even run a candidate, and how can you claim that this sends a message to Dan Andrews?
I have to thank the Liberal Party's spin doctors, a great team working tirelessly, and the media, of course, who picked up our message and ran with it. No questions asked.
Thanks, Lance. I think we're doing a great job too.
Isn't Warrandyte historically a Liberal safe seat?
Next question.
Again, how can you claim victory against Labor when they didn't even run a candidate?
Look, to answer that, I first need you to write down that this was a referendum on the Andrews government. And you can quote me on that.
But that's just not what a referendum is. Would you also recommend for the Voice referendum that we only record the no votes in one state and call that a result?
Wow. That's a fantastic idea. I'm sorry. I gotta go write that down.
Nice one, Lance. That took a lot of concentration, so hopefully this next piece is a bit more stimulating. Here's our overpaid social media manager.
Guys, we finally have an Ariana Grande update that isn't about her ruining a marriage. We've dreamed about times like these. It's been 10 years since she released her debut album, Yours Truly, and we're all celebrating her over on the internet. Ariana Grande joined in even, which we love her, clearly. No, she's released a live album of the old songs off of Yours Truly. Apparently she didn't have time to release new music, but it's fine, we love the old stuff. And yeah, no, it's so good. Like I said, she's releasing songs, she's releasing more makeup, she's releasing behind the scenes footage, she's doing Q&As online. It's just good times all round, and the new stuff is really good as well. Well, the old new stuff, we don't have new stuff. Yeah, no, we haven't even thought about the home wrecking in at least 3 days, so it's only going up from here, I guess. So keep your hopes up, guys.
I can't keep up. Do we like Ariana now? Is SpongeBob still in the picture? Speaking of pictures, Donald Trump's mugshot was recently released following his latest arrest. To talk about this historical moment, we have brought in a very special guest. Fresh from her wheelchair, please welcome Abby Lee Miller.
Hi, I'm Abby Lee Miller of Abby Lee Dance Company. You probably know me from Dance Moms, where I made Mackenzie and Maddie Ziegler famous, and a bunch of other girls I don't remember. Oh, JoJo. Anyways, I've been recruited by the struggle to put together the Mugshot Pyramid of the Week. So let's find out who's gonna get a solo for next week and claim the best mugshot. The bottom of the pyramid, because of their poor effort this week, is Sydney Powell. Poor effort. You're giving nothing. Dreadful. Don't expect to go to nationals. Second out from the bottom was Ray Smith. Who even are you? You're not new, you're not fun, you're giving serial killer. Third, you were okay and no one liked you that much. Former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani. Next, we're getting into the top 3, okay? We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Third on the pyramid, because you were third overall, Donald J. Trump. Your tan, exceptional. Tell your mom she knows exactly what needs to happen on a dancing stage. But your face, not giving. Why are you leaning? What are you doing? Point your toes, stand up straight, and you will do better next time, because we know you're probably gonna get indicted again. Second, this is where it gets really tough, but I had to make an executive decision. Second best mugshot of this week was Mitchell Musso, living up to your Disney Channel reputation. But that leaves my favorite, my girl. Top of the pyramid this week is Maddie Ziegler. I love you, Mad. Come back to me. Thanks, Ren.
Maybe you could give Trump some prison advice, Abby. And while you're at it, it might also be worth slipping in a few little tips for our next correspondent from Frankston.
Nah, not now, not now. I got the pigs on me, you gronk! You actually trying to start something, bruh? 3165, you don't know what I've been through. I'll actually smash you, bruh. Nah, can't even pin us on it, the dogs. That Kev lad giving the piggies a run, now ops everywhere. Hitting 120 down to 3 wheels, but not Adelaide. But the Gronk dogged us, because now we're all getting done. Me and the Adelaides trying to go for a cheeky rip and run my mum's outs. Next thing you know, ops out of nowhere coming up on Beach Road trying to staunch us, the Gronks. Arcing up, telling my mate Hazza that he's getting done for drink driving. How can he get done for drink driving? He doesn't have his L's. Can't do bloody anything these days. Adelaide's 14, bloody best driver among us. Then we try and roll some chick, turn the day around and all that, and the piggies rock up trying to lock us up for intimidation. Damos 4-7, and you're calling it intimidation? Do the Gronks have eyes? Goddamn nanny state can't even roll a chick in peace these days. That's not even the end of it, because then Mum picks us up from the stage, having a go at me, saying I nicked her ashcay? Like I was supposed to know that the green stacks were for the plumber and not fresh dry fish. Chicks on my back non-stop, bruv. It's like a goddamn Westfield Secchi on crack. Bloody Gronks got us, the dogs! Gotta go! Eshay!
And from Frankston to nicer places, let's talk about warm summer days at the beach with our toxic positivity correspondent.
Hi! Guess where I am? The beach! Wherever there's a beach, you can count on this girl to be frolicking around. Beach days are even better now because scientists say the ocean, this thing behind me, is in an unprecedented heat wave. Yay! Warmer waters to swim in! A major congratulations to us because the world's ocean's temperatures are currently the highest they've ever been. Gosh, that's impressive we've broken records. Ouch! Hot! Some dreary, sad, gloomy people might say warmer water leads to glacier melting and therefore higher sea levels. But they are seeing it all wrong because in reality it actually means more ocean for everyone to swim in. Oh! But guys, we just need to remember to appreciate we even have water, whether it's cold or warm. So I'd say we deserve to enjoy our warm oceans because remember, it could always be worse. The oceans could be super duper cold and then we wouldn't be able to swim in them at all. Oh my God!
Right, well, I'm a mosey on out of here. I'll see y'all soon. Well, howdy! Y'all back around these parts of town again, I see. Here at The Struggle, we understand the struggle. We live in a capitalist society. You gotta make some dough, and in order to do that, sometimes you've gotta make some coffee. Ed Sheeran has joined the working class in an effort to relate to our struggles, and it seems our celebrity correspondent is doing the same.
Hey, it's Ash Slay. So my mother is cutting me off. I know, right? And if I want to make it to Hollywood, apparently I need a job for people skills. So basically, Ed Sheeran picked up a job at Starbucks in Seattle in the US to promote his new album, but also to promote Starbucks' fall collection. Fall is autumn for people who aren't worldly like me. What a great idea, Eddie. Posting a video of yourself working at Starbucks to your 45 million followers on Instagram to promote your music. So relatable. That's why I decided to get a J.O.B. at Boost Juice in Glen Iris to promote me. It's the closest thing to acting if you ask me. Cause like all the employees are basically my type of people. Only the most elite work at Boost. Like, I don't make a lot of money at this job, but I guess they don't want to come across as favoring me. Every star needs a good backstory. Anyway, naturally, they put me at the front to serve customers because why would they bury such a rising star like me in the back of the store, blending up fruit? Marketing is key. Okay, gotta go and serve the incompetent this smoothies. Hope to see you there.
Wow, we love humble beginnings and you deserve a pay rise. Speaking of people who also think they deserve a pay rise, we turn now to our cost of living correspondent.
So, all federal members of parliament are getting the largest raise in their wage since the last decade. And like myself, you might be wondering, why? Well, apparently it's because MPs' wages aren't currently up to date with Australia's economic conditions, which has got to be the biggest piss take ever. So, all MPs will now be paid $250,000 annually, and Albo himself just scored $600,000 per year. Yet somehow many of us are now facing becoming poor because we can't get a wage increase because that would see us spend more, which would lead to inflation to rise, which will lead to interest rates rising, which means we wouldn't be able to buy a house, even though I can't even make rent payments, and they're more expensive than mortgage payments. Yeah, right, Albo. Cry me a river about your council house upbringing. You see, me and Albo are pretty much the same. We're both working class icons. He runs the country, I pretty much run this Coles. But somehow, I'm barely making my rent payments, and he has the tough decision of choosing which publicly funded manor he's going to spend his night in. Tell you what, if I was earning $500,000 a year, I'd actually be going to the dentist. But instead, I'm stealing my neighbour's Wi-Fi, watching DIY dentistry videos, and Googling the best way to cook human flesh for when we start eating the rich.
Hey, what are you doing? You still have 5 more minutes to your break.
Yeah, wow. Hurts to think about. I think our next correspondent knows a thing or two about herding. So let's dive headfirst into our injury report.
Thanks, Ren. This week, the injury list is mainly from the 2026 Commonwealth Games dodgeball inquiry. As the Senate inquiry into the Com Games cancellation unfolds, the confidentiality obligations playbook gets more playtime than the actual games themselves. Can someone pass the crutches of accountability? Talking about accountability, National Senator Bridget McKenzie was going in for a verbal tackle on Victorian Premier Dan Andrews. She claims he's playing a sneaky game of benching the consultants and the lawyers, leaving us with $100 million spent on warm-up and zero on action. Seems like Victoria's Deputy Premier Jacinta Allen is pulling a classic inquiry restraint, dodging criticism with a fancy sidestep, and let's not forget, Jacinta is performing this dance on the same stage where Senator McKenzie once pulled off her famous sports road stumble. It's a real sporting spectacle, folks.
Out. I send my condolences. But do you know who I don't feel sorry for? This guy, the Voldemort of Spanish football.
Goody Proctor reporting live from 1692 at the Salem witch trials. When the president of the Spanish Football Federation, Mr. Luis Rubiales, was accused of sexually assaulting the captain of the Spanish women's team, we thought nothing of it. He is a man after all. But it wasn't until after Mr. Rubiales' suspension and his mother's decision to go on a hunger strike, claiming that it won't end until a solution is found to the inhumane and bloody hunt they're carrying out against my son, that those of us in Salem started paying attention. In honouring Mr. Rubiales' mother's wishes, we have decided to end the hunt. Due to his sins of adultery, we'll be burning Mr. Rubiales at the stake. We'd like to thank Miss Bajar for notifying us of the witch amongst us all. And since it's 1692, we'll also be burning that harlot captain of the Spanish football team, Miss Jenny Hermoso. Because in the cases of sexual assault, it's always the woman's fault, meaning she's a witch. Don't blame me, blame the patriarchy.
Wow, not a man being the centre of attention after a team of women achieved great things. This has never happened before because women and men continue to be treated equally. Always. Anyway, let's see what's coming up after the struggle.
Coming up after the struggle, we delve into airline giant Qantas, which has allegedly been misleading the Australian public about the value of flight credits it owes to Jetstar customers. Joining me today is Vanessa Hudson, future CEO of Qantas. Now, Vanessa, how do you plan on giving your customers some transparency?
Well, I do plan on just being open and honest.
So you admit you've all just been lying this whole time?
Well, I wouldn't call it lying. Qantas is a big corporation and things sometimes get lost.
Lost? Like all my luggage from my Euro summer.
Well, have you informed Qantas customer service? I'm sure they can help you out.
Or what? For them to just give me some more frequent flyer points that I can't even redeem unless I spend more money? Haven't you already given out $470 million worth? I just want my luggage back.
I'm sure customer service can help you with that.
I'm sure it can. Well, I'm about to head off to an ultimate cowboy showdown, so I'll see y'all at the saloon later. But for now, the struggle, it's real.